The Malt Liquor Project looks at Colt 45 malt liquor. Colt 45 malt liquor, and this is the 6.1% version, not the higher alcohol version that you'll see from time to time. This was introduced by National Brewing in 1963, so we're here in the 50th anniversary of it. Same people that produced National Bohemian. They were bought out, and it's now a Pabst brand. Not only do they produce the Colt 45, but they also produce Colt 45 Double Malt liquor. Interesting name, Colt 45 Double Malt liquor. I've only ever seen this in St. Louis, Missouri, and I've always bought it at the same place on Broadway. Two horseshoes, two horses. This is the 50th anniversary can, 24 ounces. It's got the original bucking bronco design with sort of a, I don't know, festive thing. It's a 1963 commemorative can, that's all I can tell you. Bought that at Racetrack. Here is our Colt 45 malt liquor, clear, stubby bottle. I bought this in Wisconsin, I think it was Wisconsin, in 1996. Yep, G. Holloman Brewing. This is right before G. Holloman was bought out by Stroh's. And in fact, the day I went to La Crosse, Wisconsin, to the Holloman Brewery was the day, when I was there at the brewery, was the day Stroh's bought it out. This was kind of interesting. And then 3 years later, Stroh's was bought out by Pabst. These are common here, these 18-ounce clear bottles. We also get, of course, the 40-ounce clear bottles. You see the 6-packs of pints, 24-ounce cans. Don't really see the 12-ounce cans and 6-packs, but I think you see that more in Shreveport. You go to North Louisiana, Shreveport, you'll see a lot of Schlitz, Old English, and other malt liquors in 12-ounce cans in the 12-pack. Very common up there for whatever reason. Made a little hiss, not much of a hiss, kind of a weak little psst. More than likely this was brewed at the Miller Brewing Company brewery in a lot of smoke or water vapor in Fort Worth, Texas. I think that's where we get most of our Pabst beers, from Fort Worth. I mean, I just presume that. I'd have to look at the code, but it's not important. No kind of head on this type of glass. The thinnest little bit of foam, white, and the appearance is clear, golden, and extremely bubbly. When they came out with this beer in 1963, they called it Colt 45. I mean, it's obviously named after the pistol, a Colt 45 pistol. But that is a very big no-no with the United States, Department of Commerce, or the U.S. Trade Commission. So they had to come up with a cover story, so they said, oh no, we're naming this after number 45 for the Baltimore Colts. Well, okay, we'll play along. You can also get a 8.5% version over here, Colt 45 High Gravity. I've only seen that really in other states. I've never seen it in Louisiana. I bought it usually in St. Petersburg, Florida, on Highway 19 in a kind of a bad neighborhood grocery store. But I go in there when I'm down there because maybe I'm scared I'm going to get hurt, but also I'm scared I'm going to miss out on something. So when I go in there, I always find something I can't get around here. So I risk, and it's probably just my own prejudices. You know, I'm thinking, well, it's in a black neighborhood, I'm probably going to get attacked. And I try to use more honest terms. Instead of saying it's in a bad neighborhood, I'm just going to use it without code. Because when people say, oh, that restaurant's in a bad neighborhood, they always mean it's in a black neighborhood, you know, but they try to not pretend they're not prejudiced. But anyhow, back off of sociology and back to beerology. This is a very corn-oriented. You know, you get barley malt and a lot of corn, and Miller uses yellow corn grits, and it's probably very similar to the original Colt 45 recipe. Sweet. The flavor is the same. Sweet, grain, yellow corn grits. It's a light body. And the finish is crisp, clean, refreshing, dry. There's a lot of carbonation in the mouthfeel. If you get on their website, Colt 45 website, they say that the high gravity is highly carbonated, and I guess that's true. But this one here is highly carbonated. But I must remark, it was sitting in that cooler at the store, or setting in the cooler at the store in this clear bottle, and it's not the least bit skunked. The Corona Extra I bought the same day was not super skunk, but pretty skunk. But it's a nice, pleasant flavor. I mean, this would go so well with what I think I'm going to get for lunch. Church's fried chicken, the spicy version, something like that. So I think this would go very well with something like Church's fried chicken, or some Mexican food from a food truck, or red beans and rice and ham hocks, something like that. Collard greens, those types of food, maybe barbecued ribs. So, yeah, I don't see how you can go wrong with Colt 45. Maybe you don't like the taste of beer, so this would offend you some kind of way, or you're prejudiced and hate different races and you want to cover it up by saying it's trash or whatever, but I like it. I have a lot of respect for Colt 45 malt liquor. I have a lot of respect for malt liquor in general, so I would like to see what you think. If you drink this 6.1% version, let me know what you think, and give me some feedback. So the Malt Liquor Project marches on. The Malt Liquor Project marches on.